Hey, what's good, YouTube? I'm back again with another top deck profile. This time I got top 4 at the Kerwin's Game Store OTS. I got my invite, some packs, and some Kerwin's Game Store points, so that was pretty cool. I went X1 in Swiss, losing to Blackwing round 1. It was a really complicated loss. I essentially forgot to side out after a fun game. With a friend, drew 2 Light Mirror and a Fossil Dino versus Blackwing. Lost game 1, game 2. I was frustrated. I made a bad play. I set a card and set like 4, maybe 5 back row. He black rosed, and I scooped. So I debated leaving, but I kept going. Round 2, I versus zombies. Since I lost round 1, I actually missed a lot of the meta decks. So you'll realize that all my rounds were a bit different. Round 2 versus zombies. 3 Mizuki, 3 Plague was a little scary, but I ended up beating him 2-1. Game 1 I drew really subpar, and he was just able to beat me down. Yeah, that was round 2. Round 3 I versed probably the worst slow player that I've ever versed. He was playing Chaos, like Elemental Dragons, some deck, I don't really know. It was literally only like a 7 or 8 turn match, but it took 35 minutes just because he was slow playing that hard. So that wasn't very fun. Round 4, let me think. Round 4, I got a game loss because I showed up late. I played against Prophecy, and 2-0'd him with the game loss, that was pretty cool. Round 5, I played against Gravekeeper. I 2-0'd him. It's a really easy matchup, unless they get like multiple Imperial Tombs, and that's just unfortunate. Round 6, I versed Inzektor. I won the dice roll. That's pretty much all I have to say. I was able to activate my traps before he was, so I inherently won that match just because dice rolls. In top 8, I versed Gravekeeper again. I 2-1'd him. Game 2, he opened 3 Imperial Tombs, a Necro Valley, I think a Recruiter, a Commandant, and then the one that's like Vanity's Emptiness for Gravekeepers. Hidden Valley something, I don't remember. So, and my hand was 3 Arsenal, a Nishipachi, a Fiendish Chain, and a Trap Stun that will never ever resolve. So, yeah, in game 3 I just OTK'd him. I activated Trap Stun, no response. Activated Gear, no response. Then he thought he could respond to the summon of the 2 monsters, but you obviously can't because they are summoned after resolution, and Trap Stun was activated, so I OTK'd him. Then, in top 4, I played Prophecy. I beat him game 1. I lost the die roll and still beat him game 1, so that doesn't happen very much. I lost game 2, and then game 3, my hand was double Dust Tornado, MST, Armor, Gear MK2, and Gear. And I was like, okay, so if he can't summon World, I win. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bait him. I'm going to make him think that I have the out to the world. So I set 4. Set a monster pass, and he still goes for World. It's not a misplay because I knew what I was doing. I knew I would lose to World either way because I had to set an MST and I had to set the Armor. So I was going to lose to World anyway because at that point he would be able to set up his Fate, so my Gear would not have been able to resolve. So my play was justified, but like not completely. I don't know. If there was a better play, then I don't know it. That's pretty much that. Yeah, so I lost in top 4, but that's fine. So, on to the deck profile. I think I've done enough rambling. 3 armor. Let me just check if these are in the frame. Move them up a little bit. So I played 3 armor, of course, standard. 3 arsenal, 3 accelerator, 3 Gurgiano MK2, 1 regular Gurgiano. All the Kaikuris, a Birdman, and that's it for combo pieces. Then I just played 2 Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is fantastic. I can't complain about this card. After you get in higher rounds at like an OTS or like a regional or something, this card becomes so relevant because everyone's playing at that point real and good decks. So Effect Veiler was so amazing. If I had drawn it against Prophecy, I would have won because I had Gear Armor game 3, but I didn't. I definitely am going to bait siding a third. As for spells, you gotta play 3 Patrick Hoban, 3 Upstart Hoban, of course, whatever you want to call it. Consistency is everything. 3 Mystical Space Typhoon and a Book of Moon. I played Book of Moon over Compulse, just because I knew Trapstun and 7 Tools of Bandit were going to be kind of popular for combo decks, and I didn't really want to lose to Trapstun, so I played Book, because it stops stuff. And it's a spell card. As for Traps, I played 3 Gear. Fantastic card. Solemn Warning, Bottomless, just the one-ofs. 3 copies of Phoenix Chain, of course. 2 Mirror Force, kind of standard stuff. 1 Call the Haunted. I cited it out a lot. It's definitely not necessary in the main deck, but it's really good game 1. You can do some cool combos with it. Just 1 Trapstun, and my attack of the weekend was 2 Dust Tornado, or attack of the day, I guess. 2 Dust Tornado. In testing this Wrecked Fire Fist, if you drew this, you really were in a great position, because they could not resolve Tenki. Like, say you went first, you have so many cards that stop Tenki and Bear. It's so good. You just need one of them, and you're golden. So the Dust Tornadoes were fantastic. I would definitely play them again. As for my extra deck, I played 1 Burrito, 1 Crimson Blader, 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Stardust Dragon, 2 Karakuri Beret, Black Rose Dragon, Felgrand, Draco Sack, 2 Geargian X, Honor Arc, Dagesto Emerald. I played Gaga Cowboy over, what's it called, Extinction Knight. I conceded that Extinction Knight's a better card inherently, but Cowboy's gonna win me more games. Just because, like, I try not to, like, ever be out of advantage. That's why I played so many, like, 1-for-1 cards, like Trapstun, Dust Tornado, Call the Haunted, not Call the Haunted, MST, Bottomless Warning, like, all these 1-for-1 cards, because I know if I'm able to get to armor, I'm going to be an advantage anyway. Advantage, unfortunately, really doesn't matter in Yu-Gi-Oh! That much anymore, but it is still an important part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, don't get me wrong, if you're out of advantage with this deck, you're probably not going to win. So, yeah, even if you're able to resolve Extinction Knight, so I put Cowboy in there because I like it. And I played 1 Fortune Tune because I always draw MK2, so I need more than 1 rank 3. And this goes back to the extra deck. It gets you life points, which is sometimes relevant, and it recycles MK2s, so that's good. As for my side deck, I played 2 Fossil Dynapack Cephalo, Blowout in the Heretic matchup, D-Fissure, Soul Drain, Macrocosmos, obvious stuff. Double Black Horn of Heaven, Mirror Match, Heretics, all that stuff. Sorry about that. I played 2 Light Imprisoning Mirror over 2 DNA Surgery, just because Light Imprisoning hurts more matchups than DNA Surgery. However, I would change it back to DNA Surgery after this event. Prophecies still are a thing, even though I hadn't seen them the entire format. That was my mistake for just thinking they weren't a real deck. Fire Fist Hate, I played 3 Overworked, as if I didn't already have enough, but, you know, Overworked's fantastic. Double Mind Crush. Mind Crush is really, really good. I sided it versus Prophecy and didn't draw it once. Really amazing. The morning of, I cut a 3rd Mind Crush for a Trap Stun just because I wanted more Trap Hate. I didn't like looking into 3-4 back row and having Dust Tornado in hand. Like, Dust Tornado is a good card versus, like, Phoenix Chain and stuff, but Trap Stun's just better in those scenarios. So I played 1, and I was happy with it. So, yeah, guys, that's my top 8 deck profile. I hope you enjoyed. The top 8 consisted of, I actually don't remember one of them. I know it was a Mermail, a Fire King, 2 Prophecy, me playing Girgia, Herald of Perfection. The guy was undefeated all the way until the second to last round, and then he won his last round. Then lost in top 8, Herald of Perfection guy, and like 1 or 2 other decks. I don't remember what they were. That sucks. Sorry about that, guys. They will all be on Kerwin's Game Store. On Facebook, they're all going to be the deck lists and the top 8, maybe the matchups, I'm not sure. Will all be on their website, the deck lists, everything. So if you want to see the Herald of Perfection guy's deck list, it was different, let me tell you. It was different, and it was crazy. Like, there's 2 Herald of Perfection players there, and they were both undefeated at one point. But, yep, they couldn't beat everybody. I was kind of glad because I don't like playing against that deck, but I respect someone playing a different deck. And if you actually go on the Facebook and look at the deck, you will see it's much different. So that was my Girgia deck profile, top 4 OTS, and I will see you guys later. Peace.